Hi, it's Jennifer Mazzarello, president of Maverick Consulting Group, and here is today's Maverick moment for Tuesday, March 14th. I'm getting my inspiration today from my son, who is a second year student at Western University. And he gave me some inspiration as he was complaining to me this morning about some professors that he has and how, some are better than others at teaching the course material. So I thought I would sort of segue that into, well, newsflash, sometimes when you get out into the working world, you're going to have bosses that aren't so great either. I think we've all been there. We've all had people that we clicked with better than others. We had people who were better leaders than others. And I think it's safe to say we've all had our moments of not being the greatest leader either. So, with that comes the realization of, what do you do if you're working for someone who's not a great leader and doesn't also appear to be open to coaching about that particular subject? So really what I want to talk about today is how you can go about coaching yourself on being the best leader you can be, especially when you're working in an environment with a leader who is less than stellar. How about we just call that? What I wanted to talk about today, a couple ways that you can basically teach yourself or learn on your own how to be a good leader. The obvious solutions, find a mentor internally in the organization. Now, this can be on a formal or informal basis. If your boss is a little bit insecure or, you feel that that's going to cause issues of you, is it going to look like an end run with you going, behind his or her back to have someone else in the organization be your mentor? You're going to have to broach that conversation delicately. But the way I would approach it is, listen, just like my kids don't always listen to me, but if they hear, some messaging from one of my close friends, they'll listen. Take advice from someone else other than your parents. It's the same situation. So you may want to talk to your boss about saying, listen, I think it would be great for me to get some insight into, how I can improve my performance, and have that be advice come from someone not within our group. Delicately broach that subject or with HR and, try to find someone that would be formal. You could also do that informally. You could go to that person in your organization that you trust and respect and see as a good leader and ask them directly. I'd like to ask you informally to be my mentor. Let's set up something so that I'm making good use of your time. Be able to sort of have a plan. And I think the more organized you are about having some sort of plan, the better. And having it be not a huge drain on their time, but be around very specific things. You may want coaching on very specific competencies, how to work better with your manager. They may know your manager well in the organization. And so, just broach it. It's going to be unique. There's no recipe, there's no formula. Again, maybe it's being a bit of a maverick and kind of putting yourself out there, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. So having some sort of mentoring program informally or formally with someone other than your boss is a great idea. There's also getting back to basics and things called books. Yeah, these are things that have a hard cover or soft cover and they have pages in them. Yeah, and there's writing inside. Things like this. This is a book. And people still read these. They're still valuable sources of information. You can go to chapters and go in the business section, in the leadership section. You can go to the Harvard Business Review and look online and order books. You can go to Amazon. All kinds of books are out there on leadership, on coaching, on, being able to look at what it is that's really broken in your relationship with your manager. And if it's communication, if it's being part of the decision making. If it's the fact that your manager isn't open to coaching, how do you manage upwards? How do you coach the coach, etc. There's hundreds, there's thousands, tens of thousands of books out there that are great resources. If you have any questions about what are some good books out there, business books, please do come contact me, because I've probably read hundreds of books and I'm a bookworm. I love reading books on management and leadership. My kids always make fun of me because I have tons of them piled up in my room, but I love books. And I think there's some really valuable resources out there that you can concentrate on in your own time, and might be able to help you, sort of get through this process of working with a leader who isn't leading. The other thing is also start a think tank. If you've got peers that are in the same profession as you, or even if they're not, and you sort of trust and respect their opinions, maybe pull together a group of like-minded professionals that you can draw on, have a bit of a brainstorming. Maybe you meet once a month. Some people have these as networking groups. Certainly people that are in transition have the ability to join networking groups and can sort of get that group think happening and can bounce ideas off of people. So come up with a way that you can get into some of these group meetings, group think tanks. Start one of your own. Don't wait for something to come to you. You create it yourself. So there's a couple of ways that you can go about helping yourself out of a bad situation. The thing that I hate hearing most about in the recruitment industry is when I have candidates call me and say, okay, I just can't take it anymore. I can't stand my boss. I got to get out of here. And what I want to inform any hiring manager and leader out there, and any person in HR that's listening, I want you to remember this one thing. People don't leave jobs. People leave people. Get that through your heads. People leave people. And it's a huge cost to your organization, and it's a huge brain drain on your organization. Losing continuity, tenure, seniority. When you lose that from an organization, it can be detrimental to your team. So I want you to remember that if you're not developing your leaders and you're not helping them learn to be good managers, you're really doing them and the organization and its staff a disservice. So make sure that you're taking that onus upon yourself to be the best employee you can be, but that also means if there's opportunities for you to be able to lead and teach yourself how to be a good leader, then so be it. You got to take the bull by the horns and lead and do your own thing. So hopefully that was helpful today. I know that wasn't helpful to my son, who's still dealing with profs that aren't handling the subject material very well, but I'm sure he'll suck it up and get over it. And that's what office hours are for. Anyway, we'll talk to you soon and have a great day.